I always wanted to move to LA, especially when I was super young. Like I was probably 9 and 10 trying to get out here because that's where skateboarding was, or that's where art and everything that I was into was in LA. I mean, shooting over the last 3 years in this one area, even though I never planned it, I think it was probably like the biggest thing that could have happened for my own photography. Whether I'm shooting skateboarding or lifestyle or whatever it is, I'm around skateboarding so much that it naturally just comes into my photos just like my family does. There are a lot of similarities between documentary style photography and skateboarding, just because you're trying to capture that one point, that one moment, whether it's a trick or whether it's somebody walking by and you see something that you just want to capture. Being around such creative people my whole life has really opened me up to finding my own path, because I think you can't find it on your own. You gotta have a really strong idea of what you want to go out and what you want to do.
I pretty much, when I look for things, I just go on Google Earth, because the landscape around LA is so crazy, and you'll know, like, you look at it and you're like, oh, I want something desolate, so you just look for shit that looks like the desert that doesn't have a lot of houses. And like, if I want to find like a colorful area, you can see it, like, oh, this is a lot of houses, and then go there. But you can kind of make LA look like anything, you know? Like, we were still in LA County, and that could be Mars, that could be like Arizona. We're shooting, there's a guy with the horse, I'm like, let's go shoot with the horse. And then I got my first horseback ride, and I took a photo on my first horseback ride. Like, I took my photo that's in the magazine on my first motorcycle ride. Like, things just happen, and that's how I shoot and how I want to shoot. I lived in track homes, but over the hill was where we went today. So that's like why I think that, like, growing up in Santa Clarita, even though it kind of sucked, now that I'm looking back on it, I like find myself driving there more often, because I realize like how special it is.
LA is a city by default, but like if you take a photo in like, you know, San Francisco or Chicago or Nashville, or, you know, especially New York is like over urban, but it's like there's like a crowdedness and like a hustle and bustle, and that's like, you know, characteristic of a city. But like shooting LA at night is kind of just like empty parking lots, and it's like weird, sad, vacant, like suburban feeling. It like lands somewhere between like suburban and urban. I don't know, it still feels new, because it's just like so true to the experience of just like driving around in this place that's supposed to be like this utopia, but then it's still just like strip mall after strip mall after strip mall until you get to the beach. I mean, in LA, you can't see, sometimes you can see like you'll be driving and the moon will be like this weird, like giant low harvest moon that looks super cool, but like you're never gonna get like natural stars or moonlight or anything. And it's really the mix of darkness with like shitty artificial lights that is really beautiful at night in LA.